Hey, what's up, guys? So I did much better today. $235 off of 41 tickets and 51.90 in commission. So let's do a quick recap of what I did. I traded FTI, small positions, 500 shares. Reason why, see a 5 minute here, uh, 5 minute breakdown. So I saw that it popped up, couldn't get any higher. On the way down, I basically covered. So if you look at the 1 minute, here's how it looks like. Um, Opening range breakdown, short, covered. It popped up, formed kind of like this double top on the way down. Short. I covered some. The reason for this is because I realized it was hitting this SMA on the way up. I didn't want it to go past my average, so I covered the remainder, and then as it broke that, I shorted again, and on the way down I covered, and then it did this pop. So I thought it was going to go down again, so I went short, and then when it did go down, I covered. And the other reason for the covering so quickly too is I realized that this is a low, this is a higher low, and now this is an even higher low. So it's making higher lows. So I was afraid it's going to trend up, which is exactly what it did here. So I covered. And then after I covered, I saw that it was about to break out again. So I went long, added to my position, and then I basically sold on the quick pop when I realized that it wasn't going to break this. And so on the way down, I basically covered the remaining position. Then I tried to take one more trade. The reason for this is since it can't hold the hold itself above the SMA or the VWAP, it was coming down. I went short, hoping it will this time break towards low of the day. It did not. It actually popped back up on me, so I basically covered it all. Overall, I made like $20 on both positions, both on the long and on the short side. So that was FTI, and then car didn't do too many trades. Open range breakdowns. If you look at the 5 minute, it shot up before, and then on the way. So this is kind of misleading. I think it was like at 9:34 or whatever. That's when I went short. Reason for this is a huge engulfing pattern. Also, it was about to break the VWAP. It was like 9:34. It's like it was basically almost 9:35 for the opening range breakout. So I do admit I went in a little early, but I anticipated it to hit the SMA and then sort of do this. So I went short, small size. I literally think only 300 shares. On the way down, I quickly covered. I knew it was going to bounce, so I let it bounce. It bounced, and then on the way back down, I went short again, 300 shares, added to my position, and then I covered on the way down after. Actually, it went down, but then on the way back up, I covered the remainder. And as you can see here, it did a reversal shortly after that. So in the 1 minute, this is how it looks like. I saw that it could make higher highs, and it was heading towards it was making lower lows. So I went short on the way down. I would have covered up here if it hit this SMA and bounced. So short covered. Here again, I was hoping it would break this level. It did not, so I went short, added, and then I covered the remainder. So overall, I made like $200 on this trade. Technically speaking, the reason why I didn't take the reversal was because there's too many of the SMAs. There's two SMAs here, so I didn't want to take it on this upswing because if I did, I would have entered somewhere up here. So then my most often what it would do is it would hit this just like this here, and it would have trouble breaking through it, and then it'll go back down, or it'll go back down kind of like this. But this one held. There's this EMA as support. But sometimes what would happen is it would just keep on going down. I didn't want that to happen. But in this case, on the next 1 minute, on the third 1 minute, it actually popped through. So then the risk you would run into is maybe it'll hit this SMA and then come back down. So it's really hard to gauge the risk reward on this reversal. If it was cleaner, there's not as many SMAs here. I would have probably taken the reversal somewhere up here, especially if this VWAP is if it's a bit further from VWAP. But it is what it is. If you want to look at the 15-minute on this, this is how it looks like. So when I formed the new 15-minute low, I basically went in at that point. So that was my trade. And if you look at the daily as well, I was thinking it would have filled this gap. As you can see here, it hit this strong SMA on the daily level, and then it popped back up. So the levels do make a difference. So if we were to look at FTI, 15-minute, it's about to make a new low, or trying to, and then that's where I entered on the way down and covered. Same thing here. So yeah, as you can see, the long-term trends actually do matter. Daily, it really didn't do much on the daily. It's sort of right in this SMA, so hard to tell here. But it did gap down. The logical thing was you would think it would gap up, but then there's all these EMAs here as well. So hard to say. But the other indicators were gave you some sort of directionality to them. So anyway, that's my recap for the day.